Yeah, you were talking about being a baddie, which is kind of funny because I watched the new SpongeBob movie with my daughter yesterday, and
Okay.
that was like one of the main themes. Because SpongeBob, I don't know if you've ever heard of SpongeBob or.
I know what it is, and actually, I was in a movie theater a couple of days ago. I was watching a different movie, and as we were walking to the,
You seen it?
how there are different rooms, I saw the SpongeBob plaque. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it
yeah.
was funny because that was like one of the core themes of the entire movie was to be a bad guy, and they even had a whole theme song to be a bad guy because to be a bad guy in SpongeBob's eyes, it was kind of like that baddie mentality, like you could face your
Yeah.
fears, you like, but the the uh the twist was he didn't have to be a bad guy because it was turning him into somebody he didn't like. It was turning him into somebody who he wasn't. So
Mm.
at the end, he blew his bubbles again, and it
I love that.
it was just
That is so
funny because
awesome.
like that was the initial point of the story was like to be a swashbuckler, which was basically like a hero, a pirate hero. You have to be a bad guy, and he was going through all these trials of like testing your courage, your faith, your guts, your intestinal fortitude is what they call it,
I love it.
and he had to become a bad guy. But at the very end, it was really what he started to lose himself, and he realized he had to uh, blow his bubbles again. Yeah.
I
Um,
love it. Oh my God. So it's like I need to go first of all see the SpongeBob movie. And second of all, it like brought to me as you're talking, isn't this so true in our lives? Like think about like wherever you're at and whatever you want to achieve next, right? Whatever is that goal of yours that you really, really want, and it could be like building a business, it could be building a podcast, it could be like some sort of promotion, right? Whatever it is for you, or even like a romantic interest, right? A partner. It really applies to all areas of life that we think then we are being taught. There's so much conditioning and so much noise that to get there, you have to be X way. And then we want to take
mm,
on those personalities, and then we want to
yeah.
model and do it exactly in the same way. But this is the SpongeBob lesson is so applicable because it's really, this is why the journey back home to yourself is so long, Thomas. That's exactly, you said, why did it take you so long? Because it's hard in this world.
Yeah. There's a quote that I don't remember fully, but it's like don't lose yourself uh, on the way to whatever success looks like for
Mm.
you. Don't lose yourself. And there was another article I read a couple weeks ago. It was like talking about how introverts have superpowers, and you don't have to pretend to be an extrovert in a world that focuses on extroversion characteristic traits, um,
Mm.
and that introverts can have superpowers too. And I only bring that up because it's like maybe you're an introvert, but you've been trying to put on a persona of an extrovert, but
Mhm.
that's really losing yourself. You're losing yourself in pursuit. Um, and you don't want to lose yourself, I don't think so. You should always find something that grounds you in who you are. Um, I wanted to ask
Yeah,
you, yeah,
I love that because I'm an introvert as well. It sounds like you might be.
yeah,
And there is a magic in you, no matter if you're an extrovert or introvert. But another thing you bring up that is very, very true, like a lot of the models of success and even whether you're in corporate or in your own business, there's definitely a lot of extroverted aspects that are pushed as the ideal
Mhm.
way
Mm.
and as a way to succeed and show up and be in the world. That is very, very true.
I wanted to ask you, why is it important for somebody listening right now to find and activate their unique purpose?
It's a beautiful question that I would invite anybody listening to ask themselves and reflect. Maybe it's a beautiful reflection going into this new year, because nobody will make you. And I think you have to get to a certain point in your own journey when that feeling, where that knowing within you is just not letting go. And I think only at that time, right? When you are sick of the next PowerPoint dashboard or whatever it is on your to do list, where it becomes probably a ratio of where you feel your essence is starting to dim, where it becomes like this turning point, if you will, this moment that you just like pushes you and you say, I want something different. At least that was my experience. For years, I had that kind of that knowing, that call on my own heart,
Mm.
that
I can relate.
too many of activities or too many people. And it's not like the same every day. It changes, right? Life is cyclical. Sometimes it eases off, and that's when we kind of stop going as hard or pursuing that self-actualization, if you will, as one of the terms, right? Or going for our purpose. We get very comfortable, right? We're making the money even though we don't care about what we're doing that much, So it is
Mm.
really kind of at those moments. Sometimes there are these moments where the life will really, I found, either bring us to our knees and there will be a forcing function or a combination of forcing functions, or maybe you decide to pursue it when you have that invitation before that happens. So those are the two two routes that I've seen. So it's a great question, I think, for everybody to answer, because it's not a must. It's only if it's a must on your own heart and soul.
What do you think it was for you that made you finally decide to change what you were doing in your life?
It was a combination of all of those things. It wasn't one thing,
Mm.
but a big driving factor was a desire. Like, I've always had this burning desire in me to live
I
my
can
own
relate. Yeah.
life. Yes, and it kept bubbling up and it wouldn't go away.
Yeah.
And then there were, a combination. It's an alchemy. It's not like a one.
I think getting to that point is kind of hard though, because like I don't know if you could relate, but like for me, just you have to try new things a lot. You have to figure out what you like, what you don't like, and then keep doing things that you're interested or curious about until you find that feeling. At least that's what it was for me, you know.
Mm.
Uh like I never thought I would enjoy podcasting. You know, I used to listen to a lot of podcasts, but I never thought I would actually enjoy it. And then when I finally decided to start one, it felt like a missing puzzle piece that was finally put into place. Um,
That's beautiful.
yeah.
And you're exactly right. It is a journey of trial and error.
Hmm.
And I loved how you shared it. So, what prompted you to start the podcast?
I wanted to do something that had opportunity, a combination of things, something that had opportunity, something that I enjoyed, um, and something that had potential, you know, like the way I put it is, you know, for me, this is fulfilling, talking to people from all around the world, listening to stories, um, connecting with people, building a community of people. Um, that's very fulfilling to me. But also the beauty of podcasts, it's like if somebody's listening, they may hear something that could change their lives forever. You're a
Yeah.
podcaster, it's like you could have one episode and that could change somebody's life. So that's another fulfilling part that is selfless. It's not about you. It's about the people that you're serving. Um, and I just found it very fulfilling. I don't it doesn't it's something that it's work that doesn't feel like work. And I think, it's hard to do that for everything, like people say, "Oh, like just do your passion and you can try to make
Hmm.
money from it," but it's not that easy for everything you do. Like you could be the best painter but not make money from it. Um, but for
Well, yeah,
me, yeah.
Vincent van Gogh. I think
Yeah.
Vincent van Gogh is a beautiful example of this, that he was obviously a brilliant painter, but I don't remember the exact number, but essentially he didn't make much while he was alive. Like his paintings
Like all of his paintings
became
became famous after he died.
exactly, and all the fortune and all those price tags, he never saw that or
That's the
experienced that.
same thing that happened with I don't know if you've ever heard of Friedrich Nietzsche. He was one of like the best literary writers of the 1800s, but um people thought he was crazy because
It
he
was so ahead of his time, like the philosophy and the
yeah,
thinking.
it was way ahead of his time. And after he died, which I think he died to like alcohol abuse or something,
Wow.
because he was writing and he was in solitude, and he was writing all of his books in isolation with like no social interaction.
Wow.
And uh, his books didn't become popular until like 100 years after he died.
Wow.
So
Isn't that something? Yeah, I
it's
totally
crazy.
hear you. I've heard of Nietzsche, but I didn't know, that
His story,
story. So,
yeah,
yeah, thank you for sharing that.
yeah.
But
Um,
I wanted to go back to that point. Like, first
mhm.
of all, you're such a beautiful soul, and thank you for sharing so beautifully. And I think many people will be
Thanks.
able to relate.
I
Yeah.
feel weird when I get compliments. I'm not used to getting compliments.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching. If this lesson stuck with you, or if anything resonated, and if you're feeling stuck, or if you're feeling like you don't want to pretend to be you anymore, and you want to be authentic and genuine and fulfilled, I have many more podcasts in the backlog. So subscribe if anything resonated with you so you can keep updated with my weekly podcast all about purpose, passion, and living the life you are proud of. See you in the next one.